What's going on, everyone? The day has finally come. I'm gonna brew a Milkshake IPA. I didn't think I'd be doing one of these anytime soon, but my brother's wife wanted one, so we're gonna give it a shot. What I'm gonna be shooting for today is pretty much just a really tropical IPA using some fun hops like Mosaic, Brew 1, and some Citra, because that's standard in everything, I think. I think it actually has to be in beer now. But either way, we're gonna brew a Milkshake IPA. Let's go!
Party time brews. This song ain't no good, but we got nothing to lose.
The problem with the Milkshake IPA that I'm gonna be trying is kind of scared of lactose. I've had lots of recommendations for a pound of lactose or up to a pound of lactose in a 5-gallon batch, and some recommendations are as low as 4 ounces or something like that. So we're gonna shoot somewhere in the middle, and I'm gonna use half a pound of lactose in this bad boy. With this, we're gonna go with 5 kilograms of pale, a kilogram of wheat, just a half pound or 250 grams-ish of biscuit or cookie malt or victory malt, something biscuity, cookity like that. And finally, just a little bit of flaked oats. I just use the Quaker Quick Oats because it's easy. Gonna go with 1 ounce of Mosaic, 2 ounces of Citra, because Citra. Gonna go with 1 ounce of the Brew 1, just because I've never tried it before, and it's supposed to add some of that pineapple-y taste, and tropical's pineapple, so why not? Here's the bad boy. We got some lactose. Very excited. Don't like the idea of throwing lactose in beer, but recently I've had a couple Milkshake IPAs and they were pretty good, so I'm just gonna kind of take it light, just really hoping for a tropical IPA with just a little bit of sweet kick. I guess sweet kick isn't a thing. We're gonna go with 1 ounce of sweet orange peel. And those sweet orange peel, the reason I'm using them is because they are in Homebrew for Life's Orange Creamsicle Milkshake IPA, which is apparently one of his best recipes, so you should check it out on the link here, which is probably pointed the wrong side, but it might be over here. Either way, check out that one, because that's probably the original really good one. I don't know how this is gonna turn out. Well, I guess by the time you watch this video, you'll know how it turns out, but I don't know right now. So that's why I went with that. He used them. It adds oranginess, it's goodness, so fantastic. And yeah, we're just gonna use some Whirlfloc or whatnot there. And finally, what better way to get a sweet orangey tropical taste than to use some Voss Kveik. It'll make it ferment fast, I'll get the beer quicker, and it might be a little bit trickier because I'm gonna try to ramp it up to about 30 degrees Celsius for the ferment, just to get all the flavors I can out of this. And last time I did it, it was really orangey and goody. I need better descriptors. Either way, let's get brewing.
And at this point, I recorded some really important words about me forgetting to talk about the vanilla bean, which is an important part of a Milkshake IPA. Gives it some of that great flavor. I probably said some really important stuff here, probably the best description ever, but I forgot to plug the mic in, so we're just going to assume it smells good and looks good. Now that we're done talking about the ingredients, have a taste of the grain before we murder it and send it to flavor heaven. At this point, everything's going well. We're dumping in the grist, giving her a nice little stir, and then we just set up the grain father to go. Can you spot the problem? I forgot to put the overflow thing on.
And for this one, I'm just gonna do a 30-minute mash. I'm kind of in a rush, so let's do this one quick. And the boil's only gonna be 30 minutes or so as well, so she's gonna be nice and quick, mostly because I'm putting all the hop additions in the Whirlpool or Flame Out or Hop Stand. Yeah, listen to a Brewlosophy episode or something, and then you'll find kind of the differences between those. But I'm just gonna call the end of it the Hop Stand, Whirlpool, or Flame Out.
Then we measure the Citra, Brew 1, Mosaic.
Okay, so something I just noticed is that the Mosaic I have are actually cryo hops, so why not? I'm just gonna add the whole ounce of cryo hops, which is kind of equivalent to 2 ounces. So we just added some more Mosaic. It's the first time I've used Mosaic, and they kind of smell a lot different than I was expecting. It's not as pungent on the citrusy notes, but it has a really kind of fruity taste, and I'd describe it as basically what was on the package, but I probably wouldn't have picked it up on my own, which was something like blueberry, papaya, some other stuff if you look at the internet, or look at here for a full Mosaic profile. Okie doke. If you look right in here, forgot to put this overflow piece on there, so basically everything was just going down the pipe. A bunch of extra crap there. Actually, that's not extra crap, that's where I put the salts in late, so we'll see what that did. Okay, so here's the part I'm gonna have to bullshit my way through. It's called preparing the vanilla beans. I got a 2-pack here. They were approximately $5 a piece at a wonderful place called the Bulk Barn. See, if you're curious, we can take a look and see how much these bad boys weigh. They are looking at, for two, approximately 4¼ grams, or 4 grams, just over 4 grams. So we got 4 grams of vanilla bean. Let's see what we get out of there. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna flatten out the bean. It's nice and sticky. They smell delicious. And first thing we're gonna do is take our knife. Want it nice and sharp for this, so just gonna hone it a bit or whatever. Get all the knife flake goodness on this. And you just want to cut a nice line down through it, making sure you don't cut through both sides. You want to be able to open this up and just scrape the goodness out of it. And then from there, you can take your knife and get it inside and just use that to kind of spread it open a bit so you can get your fingers in there. And then all we want to do is go through it and get it nice and open to get at that vanilla bean goodness. And we're just gonna go down it and make sure the whole thing is open. And then all we wanna do is take the back of our knife and scrape it out. Boom, there you have it. Vanilla beany goodness. Now it's ready to go in at the Whirlpool.
So it came to a boil. Didn't do anything when it came to a boil. No really hop timings. We only were using the Whirlpool editions. And once the boil was done, I added the hops, which were 2 ounces of Mosaic, 1 ounce of Brew, and 1 ounce of Citra. I let them stay on there for about 5 minutes before I added some vanilla bean. Then once the vanilla bean was added, let that sit for 5 minutes. Then I added the bitter orange peel, and finally the ½ pound of lactose.
Okay, so we got a lot going on here. It might be getting a little bit dicey here, but basically, after I was done, I cooled it down, transferred it to the bucket, tried to keep it somewhere in the 30-degree range because I'm gonna be using Kveik, and I wanna get all them Kveiky goodness, oranginess off of the Voss Kveik. So I rinsed out the grain father, cleared out all the troop and all the crap that was left over there, and then made sure it was pretty much clean, and put some star sand in there, recirculated it for a bit, and now I'm gonna put the wort back in the grain father so we can get it at the 30 degrees, and we'll keep it there for as long as it takes to ferment. This should aerate it pretty good. Should have probably put the yeast in first, but that will give it a pretty good aeration there. Cut that open, and we will pitch it directly into the grain father. So we're almost done. Next step, we just need to, I'm gonna get some saran wrap and then wrap the top because we wanna get a seal on there, and it doesn't seal unless you have the wrap. This has no gasket or anything there, so I will get at it.
We take the saran wrap, make sure those little clips are down as much as you can, wrap it up, and then after that I take some tuck tape and just give it that little final seal. Not necessary 100%, but it does help and makes it a little better seal. Throw in the airlock and you should be good to go.
Okay, so it's time to taste the beer. It's been about 3 days, one of the fastest fermentations I did, thanks to the old grain father heating it up to 30 degrees and going nuts with that Kveik. I think it got a lot of good flavors out of there. She smells good, so let's try it out. But first, I'd like to thank my son for building me a custom Party Time Brewing glass. It's perfect. Okay, let's try the beer. I don't have any taps left, so we're going with the party tap. See how she looks. Looks like I should have poured a practice one because this is foamy right now. Okay, so the head looks persistent. Damn it, it's not going anywhere like I was expecting. Oh well, let's get at it. Okay, so first off, she's hazy. It's been 3 days. That's kind of to be expected, and it was all Whirlpool hops. Didn't really cold condition it or anything like that. I put it overnight on the second day so that I could carbonate it today cold, but yeah, nothing really settled out to the bottom, and I wouldn't really expect it to because 5 ounces of Whirlpool hops. That's why. Let's go for the sniff. That's super orangey. Smells delicious. I don't really get any. I was expecting a little bit of pineapple-ness from the Brew one, but yeah, it doesn't seem to really come through there. But it does smell great. So let's go in for a first taste if I can get past that foam. That's really good. You definitely get the little bit of tang from the orange peels there. They may be slightly on the stronger side, not too much, but it's definitely nice and orangey. Doesn't taste too bitter. A lot of the orange characters coming through. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more tropical flavor out of this. Like, I mean, I wouldn't really expect a pina colada-y taste, but was hoping for something more towards that from the orange. But this is pretty much just like orange. We may have to change this to the OJ Milkshake IPA. This is tasty. So I guess we can talk about it a little bit more. Like I said, smell, aroma. orangey, IPA, kind of. The clarity, nope. She's hazy, she looks good, looks orange juicy. Taste, let's go in again so I can get that amazing descriptors for you. Yeah, I really like it. It's not too creamy or anything like that. I probably could have used a little bit more lactose next batch. I think I'll try maybe 3/4 of a pound of lactose, or maybe I'll just jump right to the lactose, and hopefully I'll do a live brew day soon so you can see that, or maybe that live brew day is already done before now. But I think the next one I'm gonna do it as a live brew day. So yeah, you're welcome, because you love sitting there for 4 hours watching a brew day. But, oh, just noticed he drew a skateboard on there. That's pretty cool. But yeah, so we got aroma, taste, blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna go in again, see if I can get anything else. No, I'm not gonna get anything else out of that. That is just a really good IPA. I'm immediately doing another run of it. One thing, I guess, with I'm not getting any vanilla really through it, so from what I can tell, it's probably best to do a tincture. When I did the ferment, or not the ferment, but when I put it through the mash for a little bit at the end, the little bit of vanilla paste kind of stuck to the side of the hop spider, and I almost didn't have it in the batch, so I ended up just grabbing it off that, throwing it in the batch. But I think the vanilla needs more time on alcohol to actually bring out that vanilla flavor. So maybe as this sets for a while, the flavor will come through a bit more. But on this batch, the vanilla didn't come through too much, and it's not so milkshakey. It just tastes like a freaking delicious IPA. So I think, or delicious hazy, I guess. So I think I will try to I'll add the pound of lactose in the next version, and maybe leave it on. Make sure I put the vanilla in there a little bit later, and maybe not even in the mash, maybe just directly into the fermenter, so that it hopefully comes through with that, unless it just gets buried in the yeast and stuff at the bottom and disappears. So tincture, I think, is the way to go with that. Don't know if I'll have time to do it or if I will be prepped enough to do it, but either way, thanks for watching. If you like these types of videos, you might as well go ahead and subscribe to them. And guess what? I have other kinds of videos, not other kinds, I have other videos, and such as this one here, which is another good grain to glass video, or it might be a non-grain to glass video, but it's here. And then you could subscribe maybe here somewhere. Either way, thanks a lot, thanks for watching, and this is good.